Y'all come in. Y'all come in, 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 come in. We back, y'all. Young Thugs to Mind Dress Rico trial. Let's go. Y'all come in, smash that like button as you come in, y'all, so we can have some fun, okay? This is for entertainment, educational purposes. Everything I say is allegedly, okay? If you're not joining the channel, please join the channel, hit the notification bell. Uh, hey, if you want to enjoy this entertainment, okay? So we back from our break. Y'all come on in, come on in. We back from our break. And y'all come on in, come on in, come on in. We back. Y'all come on in, come on in. We back, we back, we back, we back. I couldn't leave y'all hanging because they didn't stay long this time, so I had to come back, y'all. Now, Judge had to take a minute to think, um, with his one-sided, brain, what Miss Hylton said about the state better not. They better not mention nothing about Donovan in this side of the tape. Okay, I understand that. We're not gonna do that. Okay, y'all. We want to go ahead on to get started. Okay.
Deputy Ham? Okay. All right. Okay, the court's had an opportunity to ponder on this particular issue raised by Mr. Steele. I am not going to include the portion from 724:00 to 724 54 in direct. Mr. Steele, however, on cross-examination, believe it's fair game.
Good.
All right, so you will be able to play it.
Good.
To identify
Good.
it. But for those purposes, okay?
Good.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Anybody else have any other issues as to
I know you need your hair done.
Discussion
Baby.
as to.
Don't worry about it. I know your hair done growed out. Look at that. Ain't got nobody do no dream.
4. And 4 again was 7/22/16 to 7/24/54. All right, so we'll State, you can go ahead and start working on those.
I bet them dreads gonna look good when he get them fixed.
All right. All right, let's cover the next period of contention. That's number 9. What does number 9 go from?
And
That.
and again, Your Honor, I want to make sure, because I think I want to orient that the list that we're going through now is what the state intends not to play. In section number 9, these are areas in which the defense wants to play. And
can you tell me first what areas you're not contending to play, and then I can ask the defendants, or if you've got those, which areas the defendants want to play.
So we are not intending to play 748.10
748.10
through 749.30.
through 749.30.
Yes, that's the next section.
Okay.
And so we will not play it. We believe it's bad character of the victim. Again, I will play that portion for the court. And we will be objecting for the defense to play that portion when they get Mr. Copeland on cross-examination.
So you don't want to play it during your examination, Mr. Copeland. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. All right. All right, let me hear it.
Miss Love, you need to find you something to do. Find you some work. These folks, working their brain out while you playing.
And we're starting a little before at 748.05.
I mean, you come in on your own.
I keep, what you know about not having anybody else knock off?
Yes, Karen. I'm not
We don't
ignoring you,
see
babe. I
him,
just
but I
can't
don't know too
look
much
at the
about it.
text.
What about the boy in
I'm
Walmart?
sorry.
School. I heard something like that. Smile. I heard
And I
something.
put the title up there for you.
It wasn't much. It was just like, all he did on call phone. Somebody had him killed. That's all I heard. All the schools did. Police robbed folks. But when he comes to the jail, like, I ain't said, but he's always, like, he's paranoid. Yeah. But I ain't know he knew what he was doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he was paranoid. He's come to the jail. He be like, sorry, I gotta go. Yeah. But everybody they come out of the lead and he'll deal. What the hell wrong with you? Yeah. Everybody painted that as a saint now. Huh? Everybody painted that as a saint. Like, yeah, like, it's a lot of people don't like me know. But I'm like, calling her. They did that trade, I'm like, hey, it's hell, like, who the dude on Cleveland you was talking about? Some girl, like, it's bam. I think Neat just got shot. He didn't die, he just got shot. Neat, I don't know his name. But he did pieces out his hand. You know what I'm saying? But I think I went wrong when I did it. No, like, I went to.
And so the portion would end at 7:49:33. But from 7:48:10 to 7:49:33, the state does not intend to play.
All right, I'll hear argument from the defendants. Anyone? Mr. Sharp?
I ain't saying nothing.
Your Honor, we don't have any reliable transcripts from this, so I'm going off of my notes. It wasn't clear to me from what was just played, but what I believe what leads into this, what he knows about not getting people knocked off. And that's what leads into the scooter conversation. Now, we believe that this is relevant because, not for the truth of the matter asserted, but for Kenneth Copeland's Mr. Steve opening, strongly suggests that Kenneth Copeland is the real killer.
I think he's a real killer. I do think he is.
We know
Read the
that
title, Denise.
Kenneth Copeland has
Read the title.
received
Y'all
great
come in, read the
information.
title.
He was lying to investigators for years about this, but he's acknowledged that he in fact stole from Mr. Donovan Thomas, known as not, stole a chain, a phone, and other belongings from Mr. Thomas at some point. Mr. Copeland also says in his statements that the Bloods and the approval of Donovan Thomas and another gentleman named Mo in prison put Kenneth Copeland on the menu, meaning he was fair game to kill. The fact that Kenneth Copeland believes, whether it was through hearsay or otherwise, believes that Mr. Thomas has knocked off other people goes to Mr. Copeland's motive to commit this crime. Self-preservation, essentially. That he's going to get knocked off, so he preemptively shoots none, or Mr. Thomas, I should say. So we believe that his state of mind at this time and his knowledge, or at least even if it's not firsthand knowledge, his perception, his belief that Mr. Thomas is capable of ordering people's deaths.
I think he is too. I think so. I really do think so. I just said that earlier in the first segment of our video.
Your Honor, for a couple of reasons, there's no good faith basis that Kenneth Copeland murdered Donovan Thomas. Your Honor, a couple things that Mr. Shard said, I'll address. One, in the interviews that Mr. Copeland had with law enforcement, beginning from January 11th all the way to June 10th, one, he has consistently said that he was not near the murder scene at the time of the murder. The phone record supports the fact that Mr. Copeland was not near the crime scene at the time of the murder. And when Mr. Copeland talks about the issues that he had during this time period, he has repeatedly said in all of the interviews that he has never had an issue with Nut. Matter of fact, he has repeatedly said that him and Nut were cool, were friends.
He did say that.
Not friends, but at least cool, cordial to each other. So this idea of having to go into Mr. Copeland's state of mind is not even a proper purpose to bring in the rumors that he has heard about Mr. Thomas doing anything. They're trying to get in backhandedly a some other dude did it defense, in which, one, they would have to affirmatively state that one of these defendants did it. Right now, they're saying they weren't there, they were nowhere near the crime scene, that this did not occur. So there's no evidence that Copeland did it, and he cannot argue that Copeland is the person who did it when there is no evidence to support that assertion.
It's no evidence. It's nobody's assertion that nobody did it. So it's nothing to assert that Young Thug did it. So what are you talking about? Yeah, to me, it's some evidence because he know everything.
There's none.
Well, doesn't Detective Dennis in this particular interview say that, hey, that you might have done it?
No, he does not say that. What you heard him say in that last person is that's what the rumor says. That is what the rumor is, that you did it. And that is what was happening. There was a rumor out there that Kenneth Copeland did it, hence why Kenneth Copeland's home was getting shot up multiple times. But there was no evidence, because what Kenneth Copeland says to all the police, every interview is, this is where my day was. I woke up at my girlfriend's house. From my girlfriend's house, I went to Mechanicsville. Then I got the phone call from Demikian. I went down to McDonald's. And when I went to McDonald's, I picked up Little D. Now things have changed because back in 2015, he says that both Little D got into his car and Nard got into his car. Now it's Little D and Shannon. But the fact of the matter, he says at the time of the murder, he was at his girlfriend's house. And that is corroborated by evidence that will come in from his phone records that at 7:25, I believe, he is nowhere near the murder scene. The phone records further indicate that he is where he says he is at the relevant times. The phone records show him going from his girlfriend's house to Mechanicsville, from Mechanicsville.
But it ain't showing where he is that night,
That's what his
though.
phone records show. So there is no evidence to support this now assertion that the defense counsel is making up that Kenneth Copeland is the person who murdered Donovan Thomas. And they have no evidence that Copeland did that, so legally they cannot argue or even suggest this to the jury.
But ain't y'all, that what I'm saying, hold up. Y'all passing tags, notes and stuff, but y'all the one wanted that boy locked up. Miss Love, you sent up there passing notes to Miss Hylton, but you the one wanted the Copeland locked up. Stop trying to act like you for that boy and you not for that boy. I think Copeland is part of the hit. I really do. Because what he says make me think that he's part of the hit. It may be the shooter.
No evidence at all. So this idea that we're going to throw out this rumor as evidence cannot occur.
But that's what he did.
Secondly, that now we're going to go into his state of mind to show that Kenneth Copeland would have a reason to kill Mr. Thomas isn't true because there's no evidence to support that. And then I believe Mr. Shaw brought up this meeting that occurred.
It's no evidence to prove that Young Thug
Mr.
shot him.
Copeland says is, I don't think Nut was at that meeting. He never puts Nut at that meeting. He says Mo was on the phone calling from jail. Bloody Jay was at the meeting. He said someone said Nut might be, but I don't think Nut was there. So at no point in time was Nut a part of the meeting that they're trying to bring forth to the court. That some way somehow Nut.
Look, let me tell you something good. Copeland is playing mind games with y'all. Because y'all supposed to be intelligent. The boy is playing mind games with y'all. And I like what he doing because y'all playing games. Y'all playing games with this case. He don't have no evidence. There's no evidence proving that Young Thug is involved. Why y'all still trying to put his name in it? Why? And it's what are we doing here?
Had a hit out on him because that isn't true.
Now sit down with that green dress on.
I disagree with some facts. So I respectfully disagree with some facts that Ms. Hylton just put out there. First of all,
I wasn't finished.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, you start talking.
All
I'll
right.
let her finish.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you.
Thank you. All right.
So additionally, Your Honor, they're trying to bring in again bad character of the victim, and it's only admissible if the defendants are saying that they did it and that they were justified in doing it because they know about some specific acts that they did, that the victim did. Here, they're saying that they didn't do it. They don't know who did it. They weren't even around when it happened. So they can't bring in any bad character of the victim when they're claiming, they're not even claiming that they committed the crime. So it would be improper to bring in any bad character of the victim.
That's not
And
bad
that's
character.
24405, and I have a case.
That's not bad character. They weren't taking up
Which
for
would be Muhammad v. State.
him.
MOHAMUD v. State 297, Georgia 532. Which is a
We should sit
2015
down.
case, which was decided after once our new evidence rules came in regarding bad character evidence of the victim. I'm sorry?
Mohammed, do you want the citation repeated?
I think
Mohammed versus the state 297 Georgia 532, 2015.
Sit down, Miss Love.
All right, what's it supposedly indicate?
You don't even supposed to be up there.
So if we look at section,
She don't even supposed to be up there. Sit down. Why is she up? Let's see your dress. Sit down. So tired of her.
so in section or division 3 of the opinion,
I'm gonna get to it.
sure, 297, Georgia 532.
All right. I'm in section 2 and 3. What
Yeah, so
section? You said section 3, right?
section 3, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
They the one the defense been taking up for Lil Woody. What is you talking about? I don't know what she talking about. Y'all been trying to drag Lil Woody in the state, in the defense been trying to pick up Lil Woody. Y'all think y'all slick. Now y'all trying to act like y'all on his side. After that ex parte. with that green dress on, girl.
Okay, I'm with you. I see where it says, where Muhammad, talks about, 24-4-405A.
Yes, Your Honor. And so again, what they're trying to do is improper. We rest on what we just argued to the court.
Okay, all right. And now, if you're done, I'll hear from Mr. Shaw.
I am finished now.
Okay, all right, now.
Now sit down with your green dress on, bitch.
And I'll reserve time for any rebuttal, Your Honor.
And don't wear that dress no more.
Yes, sir.
Okay, first of all, just to deal with the Muhammad case, and that's essentially Muhammad, we used to call it Chandler evidence. It deals with, it deals with, in a self-defense case, Muhammad essentially says that the defendant in a self-defense case has to be aware of the prior, have personal knowledge or be aware of the past violent acts of the victim for it to be admissible in a self-defense case. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about here today.
It
Has
does.
absolutely nothing. They want to cite to a case that deals with a completely different area of the law and then base it on, well, because it doesn't fit, therefore it's not admissible. We're not talking about self-defense. We're not talking about our client's knowledge of Kenneth or of Donovan Thomas's prior violent acts. We're talking about Kenneth Copeland
Right.
and his knowledge
Right.
of Donovan Thomas's violent propensities.
Right.
Let me just talk with you about Muhammad. Muhammad indicates under 405 that generally it makes a distinction from the evidentiary rules set forth in Chandler before the new evidence code took effect. So they're saying now in all proceedings which evidence of character or trait of a person is admissible, proof shall be made by testimony as reputation or by testimony in the form of opinion. So therefore, as a general rule, the character evidence of a victim is limited to reputation or opinion, not specific bad acts.
Well, in that
That's
She's
what
throwing her
in that
head and
particular
stuff. Come on,
context,
Miss
Your Honor,
Love.
and
Don't
if I
embarrass
was
the women.
representing Kenneth Copeland, who
Jesus.
was once charged with this, by the way, with the murder of Donovan
Embarrassment.
Thomas. He was charged by Detective Thorpe and thrown in jail. So to suggest that we have no evidence, well, the state actually did charge him with the murder. So, but if I was representing Kenneth Copeland, I would be arguing that Kenneth Copeland had personal, and it was a self-defense case. Muhammad would be on point, and we would be duking it out. But I don't represent Kenneth Copeland. I'm not saying it's a self-defense case. Muhammad has nothing to do with this. This has to do with the state of mind of Kenneth Copeland as another person who was charged
He
with
was
this
charged.
murder.
Y'all
and
charge him, state.
his potential knowledge of what he was into by running afoul of Donovan Thomas. Now, a couple things that I disagree with what the state said. The state said that Kenneth Copeland said Donovan Thomas was not at the meeting. My recollection of the statement, I just went over it. Initially, he said he wasn't, that Donovan Thomas wasn't present at the meeting. And then he said, no, I think Donovan Thomas was there. He does say Bloody Jay was there. He says Mo was on the phone. But he also puts Donovan Thomas there. Secondly, the idea that the phone records show he was in a different part of Atlanta. Kenneth Copeland's statement puts him at the Green Store, which is maybe 300 yards, 250 yards from the scene of the shooting. Okay?
Right.
So we're acting like, oh, well, and we know how cell phone records or cell tower data works, and it's not the exact time, and obviously it goes by towers. So my understanding of the cell phone records, and I'm sure we're going to hear expert testimony on it, is it's not nearly clear cut like the state says it is. But Mr. Copeland's own statement puts him at the Green Store.
He said he was at the Green Store.
Which is right there. So, and Your Honor, the other thing is the state can say, oh, well, there's no evidence because Kenneth Copeland repeatedly said he had no issue with Donovan Thomas. Well, on my client's behalf, I guess we had no issue with Donovan Thomas. So I guess the case is just dismissed based on what we say.
That's what I
mean,
said.
That's not really how it works. He said he had no issue with Donovan Thomas. And since those statements were made, he's actually clarified and said, no, I was actually lying when I said all that. And in fact, I stole from Donovan Thomas.
That's what he said.
And the state handed that over to their credit as Brady material. So, you know, just because an individual says I'm not a suspect doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
Can I ask you a question? Just to address the elephant in the room. Did you say earlier that you did represent Mr. Copeland earlier in these proceedings?
No. I was saying hypothetically.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I was
He
saying
said hypothetically.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
If I was representing Kenneth Copeland.
He said if he was representing. See, you're not even listening.
He was charged with a murder, and
He was charged.
Okay. All right. Enough said. Done.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
No elephant in the room thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. No, I just. Okay.
Judge, you so negative. You are so negative.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sharp, anything else? I'm sorry.
No, Your
In terms of
Honor.
this.
You
Okay.
is something else, boy.
All right, madam.
Them your elephants right there.
First thing regarding Mr. Copeland being charged, were there arrest warrants taken out? Yes. However, when the case came to the district attorney's office and we investigated the case, we did not indict him given the evidence that was presented before us. So Mr. Copeland has never been indicted for the murder of Donovan Thomas. Second, Your Honor, looking at 244405A, what the defense is asking you to do meets no exception. And they have not brought to you any case law that says the state of mind of another individual that they are claiming killed someone with no evidence can come in. But they have not presented any case, because this is what they're asking you to do. They're asking you to bring in evidence of the state of mind of someone who they think killed Donovan Thomas with no evidence that that person killed Donovan Thomas. If they have some case law to say that the law allows that, we would like to see it. But according to 244-405, what they're asking you to do meets none of the exceptions in how character evidence of a victim can come in.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have any argument on this particular section? Mr. Steele, anybody else? All right, sir. Go ahead.
I was the lawyer in Mr. Muhammad versus State of Georgia, and I agree with Mr. Sharp. It's not on point here in this issue. The prosecution keeps saying that there's no evidence that Mr. Copeland killed Mr. Thomas, yet on 4 occasions on the short direct that we had already, the state asked Mr. Copeland whether he killed Mr. Thomas. The jurors don't have to accept his answer. The state has put that ball well in motion. In addition to that, to say that phone records clear Mr. Copeland, phone records are totally going to be in debate, and it's up to the jury. And to say that the state cleared Mr. Copeland and therefore he's not, he's truly not involved in any wrongdoing is preposterous. That's again up to the jury. Mr. Thomas's character is already put in issue. The state did that. They called him the leader of a gang through Detective Gaither and through Detective Dennis. So to now try to close that door when they opened it is inappropriate.
There you go.
To say that there's no good faith belief, the state sent an email the court was included on where they say that Mr. Copeland said that there's a video with him included. I believe him included. If I'm wrong, I have to refresh my memory. Saying that he killed Mr. Thomas, and the state's asking for the defense to give them the video. Which
He
I'm
did
not
say
going
at one
to give
time that
until I
he
use
changed it.
if I choose to use it in my case on cross. So, you know, I don't understand this no good faith.
It's
so
wrong
with all
with
that
you,
being
Wanda.
said, you then go into
So
what is
distracting.
the real relevance of this. And it's the same thing that the court just like I argued earlier, and the court agreed, seemingly agreed, it's how the police did their investigation. Detective Dennis said, and I quote, you, to Mr. Copeland, we just heard it, you are the prime suspect, but pull yourself out of the equation. That's how we got here. That's how this prime witness got to be the prime witness. He is making up statements against Mr. Williams and others. And I believe that everything that he said based upon his lies, I'm not saying Mr. Thomas had anyone killed or put a hit on anyone. It's the same thing as Rich Homie. It's another false allegation.
It's another
by
false
Mr. Copeland. The jurors get
allegation.
to see, because I'm asserting that Mr. Copeland made false allegations against Mr. Williams and others.
He is. That's what he's doing.
And the state shouldn't be able to just say to the court, well, we are God, and we decide that Mr. Copeland had nothing to do with it, therefore these statements don't come in. That is for the jury to determine.
That's right. That's for the jury to determine. Whatever the jury think, that's what it is.
Your Honor, again, if you listen to what Mr. Copeland says, he doesn't say Mr. Thomas had someone killed. He says, this is what I heard. This is the rumor that is out here. Well, I don't know about that, but this is what I'm hearing. So again,
but
Mr.
why
Copeland
are we going by hearsay in a court, in a Rico case? What make his hearsaying it's okay to say, Miss Hylton?
Never said that Mr. Thomas did anything. This is a rumor, and yet we still don't have a case law that allows what they're trying to have the court do. There is no exception to bring in what they're trying to do, which is a specific act to show the character of Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas, if they're trying to bring character, it has to come through reputation or pity. That's first and foremost.
I don't think it's character. I think what they're trying to do is just impeach him. They're trying to impeach him on the issue of whether or not he is
telling the truth.
Whether or not he has told another falsehood or
Right.
discrepancy. And they're also trying to bring in fact, from the interview of the police and how they asked him about this particular person.
So, you're right, this will be a collateral issue because, again, whatever happened with this rumor of a killing of someone else is collateral to whether or not
How can it be collateral if it's a rumor? It's a rumor, Miss Hylton. Good. You better not wear that dress back. Don't wear that color in that gym. Don't wear that. I said gym, Lord. But don't wear that color. Don't do it. Because you're not thinking. Ooh, Jesus, honey. Oh, my gosh.
Or anyone else killed Donovan Thomas. What we're here for is the question of fact is, did the individuals charged have something to do with the murder of Donovan Thomas? What they are asking for you to bring in is Mr. Copeland talking to police about a rumor he heard in the street. Again, if they're trying to impeach him on a collateral issue, that's a collateral matter, and it's not allowed. And there is no evidence one way or the other. Again, before this jury
I just want to understand y'all, Miss Hylton. 1 minute, the ex parte people is trying to beat even the judge and the secretary. All of y'all were trying to beat up on this boy. This boy told y'all who killed Donovan. 1 minute he said he did it, the next minute he said he didn't do it. Y'all are the ones playing cat and mouse game in the courtroom. Not the people, not Donovan, not nobody. It's y'all. It's y'all. And y'all, and then y'all, Mr. Still don't caught up with y'all mentally what y'all doing.
Teach him on that particular portion of his interview.
Play it again, please, Mom.
Sure.
Why don't you play
all of y'all doing
748
cheaters sending an ex parte meeting with that Mr. Steele.
Thereabouts to 749:33.
Okay.
I don't wear that dress color no more. You ain't no slime.
I'm gonna start a little bit earlier at 7:48:06.
That ain't what we said.
Hey, Tay, what you know about nothing having anybody else knocked up?
They on Cleveland, but I don't know too much about it.
What about the boy on Auburn?
School. I heard something, but it wasn't much. It was just like, all he did on California. Somebody had him killed. That's all I heard. All the schools did. But he robbed folks. But when he come to the jail, like he paranoid. Yeah. But I ain't know what he was doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he was paranoid when he come to the jail. He was like, so I gotta go. Yeah. But everybody just come out of the weed and hit the jail. What the hell wrong with me? Yeah.
Everybody painting him as a saint now.
Huh?
Everybody painting that as a saint. Like,
yeah, like it's like people don't like me now. But I might call a girl. Be that trade, I'm like, it's here like, who the dude on Cleveland you talking about? Some girl, like, damn. I think Nietzsche got shot. He didn't die, he just got shot. Nietzsche, I don't know his name. But he did pieces out of his head. You know what I'm saying? But I think I went.
So, Your Honor, like he says here, it's just pieces I be hearing. Did anything? And when it came to talking about the individual by the name of Scooter, he said all that he did talking about Scooter came up on him, and we heard that someone had him killed. He's not talking about Mr. Thomas. He's not talking about him at all. What Scooter has done in his past caught up to him and got him killed. And then when he further talks about, they ask him again, what do you know about Cleveland? He says, I don't know. These are just the pieces I be hearing. So again, he's relaying to them rumors that he has heard in the street based upon the question that they asked him.
And you start into
And looking at Carlson's on impeachment by contradiction, where it says a witness may be impeached by contradiction in several ways.
Miss Love, leave that girl alone.
If you call another witness or introduce other extrinsic contradicting evidence, generally speaking, the admission of extrinsic evidence for contradiction impeachment is restricted to non-collateral matters.
You know what? If Miss Love would leave this girl alone and let her go ahead on and work her own case, everything be okay. She don't threw that book in that girl case. That's something that she ain't have time enough to read over. This lady needs something to do, y'all. She need to leave this Miss Hylton doing a good job. And she just mad because she can't talk. She have to sit over there and aggravate everybody. Leave Miss Hylton alone because she's doing real good. I would, Miss Hylton, I wouldn't read that book right now because you may have that book coming back against you.
Wouldn't it be collateral whether or not he killed Mr. Thomas?
No, Your Honor.
But you all asked about that on direct.
Your Honor, but he's not.
You all asked about that on direct, okay? That's a material matter.
It's because Miss Love is confusing her. Miss Love is confusing her testimony. Leave that woman alone, Miss Love, and close your mouth. I just said that it was going to come back. I just said, and look what it did. Came back. What you just told that girl to say. Leave Miss Hylton alone. Miss Hylton, you don't have to be afraid of her. You're doing a good job, honey. Tell that woman, look, I look at this over the break. But don't give me nothing while I'm standing up here and talking to the judge.
Collateral matter.
But listen, Your Honor, what they asked him is, do you know about not knocking anyone else off? That has nothing to do with whether Kenneth Copeland killed Donovan Thomas. They're asking him, do you know about any other people he done killed that he might have killed? And he's saying, I don't know much about that. He says, your boy on Cleveland, he said, I don't know too much about
y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. All the ex-parte people is sitting here playing games in front of the TV with us. Okay? They already talked about this in their ex parte party. And what they doing is trying to clarify and clear things out in front of y'all as if they don't know what they are talking about. Say they know they the ones. Oh my God. Y'all need to cut it out. Y'all need to cut it out. Y'all really do.
And then they asked him, what about the boy in Auburn? And he says, Scooter. And then he says, all he did, meaning Scooter, came up on him and someone had him killed. He's not talking about Mr. Thomas. He doesn't know who had him killed.
Everybody that what they know is dying, is dropping dead. All these boys that he know is dropping dead because he know about what he allegedly knows about what's going on and how did it happen.
Then further, when they go back to Cleveland Avenue and they're asking again about the Cleveland Avenue thing, he says, I'm just hearing pieces of it. I don't know. So at no point does Mr. Copeland says, I know Donovan Thomas did this or this. He's saying these are the rumors that I hear. So again, they're not trying to bring this in for Mr. Copeland's state of mind. They want to bring it in to show bad character.
No, they not. Let me tell you something. There go Miss Love, send her another note. Let me tell you something. The defense been taken up for Kenny for the longest. Y'all don't want them to take up for Kenny Copeland. Y'all not even for Kenny Copeland. So stop pretending. And Miss Love, stop sending that girl a note. You don't send her another note. And you want her to talk about it. You ain't got to talk about that. She don't send that girl another note.
And that is collateral to, did these individuals kill Donovan Thomas, and did Kenneth Copeland say something contradictory to what these individuals killing Donovan Thomas?
What?
All right, man. Okay.
Yeah.
If we wanted to bring it bad character, there's
Thank
a lot
you.
more low-hanging fruit that we'd be aiming at.
Thank you.
And furthermore, the state, regarding character, the state has asked people about him buying haircuts
Thank
and what kind of guy he is.
Thomas.
Mr. Thomas, about buying haircuts and what kind of guy he is. And
Thank
he was a great guy, you know. He'd show up and we'd also start smoking marijuana and everyone would be happy. And I don't know if that impressed the jury, but the intent was, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
So character has been placed at issue, but we're not going after character. Whether Mr. Copeland killed Donovan Thomas is clearly material. Mr. Copeland's motive to kill Donovan Thomas is clearly material. We have to remember, Mr. Copeland has stolen from Donovan Thomas. Mr. Copeland has been put on the menu, quote unquote, at a meeting a couple days before where Mr. Donovan Thomas and his associates were present. So now to say that Mr. Copeland's belief and or knowledge, whether it's through hearsay, through rumors or whatever, his belief that Mr. Thomas follows through, of course that's relevant. Of course that's relevant.
Again, he's saying he does not know if he did it.
What is
I think we
this ain't funny? Why are you laughing, woman? This is serious. While y'all sitting right there laughing, think something funny, these boys' life is on the hand. These boys' life is in danger. Y'all, they talking about locking these boys up for life, and y'all sitting up here laughing on the mic with that green dress on. Girl, if you don't lost your mind, what's funny? What are these kids' parents at? I don't care if they are grown. Ain't nothing funny in this Rico to me at all. But you was at the party. You was at the party. You was at the party. Judge at the party. Now y'all party is trying to play against the defense in over here. And they weren't even invited to the party. So this y'all playing. Y'all deal with it.
Predicament. He said, I know this happened, but he says, I don't know what happened. I have no idea. And
Y'all
yet they want to
playing
bring
games,
in the state of mind of Mr. Copeland.
Okay, let's not talk about state of mind. I think it comes in just for impeachment, okay? State of mind is,
Leave her alone, Miss Love.
But impeachment?
Make me
But
sick.
impeachment as to what, Your Honor? Because they're saying it's impeachment to what? Because it's not. This is not naming. This is not contradictory to him saying that
Well,
these individuals killed Mr. Thomas.
as Mr. Steele brought up earlier, you brought up, at least as he indicates, a few times that did our current witness kill Nut, okay? Whether or not that's true or not, you know, if they there's a foundation for that to be
Yeah,
asked.
it is a
They
big
can ask it.
foundation.
Right, but what they're trying to get into is whether or not Mr. Thomas killed someone. That's not impeachment to that question. What Mr. Thomas may or may not have done is
Miss Hylton, the game is over, okay? Y'all start acting like y'all want y'all know what's going on, okay? Y'all was at the party. That man told y'all what he did. Y'all want him to say Thug did it. That's what y'all want him to do. But he has not yet said Thug got nothing to do with this. Now y'all trying to protect Copeland, and y'all were trying to get him to lie. Y'all trying to get him to lie. Understand, man, y'all full of mess. Woo.
directly impeach the question of Mr. Copeland did not kill Donovan Thomas. So that's why I'm trying to ask, what is the
I got
impeachment
you.
in?
I got you. Mr. Sharp, do you have any case law, since you're saying state of mind or anything like that? I understand what Mr. Steele's saying, and that may be. Does anybody have any type of transcript I can take a look at what was said? I can parse it out.
Anybody? Where y'all transcript at? Don't be trying to get their business. Don't get it.
Transcript, but it's
I'll look at the defense. If you got a version.
Don't y'all do
got a
that,
version.
defense.
I need to kind of
Defense,
see.
don't y'all get him nothing. Don't get him nothing, defense. Don't get him nothing. Keep your mouth closed, Sharp. No, let them give y'all what they got. They supposed to be the state. They the prosecutors. Don't y'all get them nothing.
What's actually said in writing, because it's hard for me to kind of listen to it.
Don't do that. Don't do it. State supposed to have everything. They didn't invite y'all to the party, so don't give them no information. Y'all there trying to see what the defense got. I like it.
I can resend I believe the court may have a copy of it, but I'll resend it.
What do you mean? In
Copy of the
this
transcript.
ubiquitous Dropbox that I
No.
I never accessed.
No, we
Okay.
emailed it when we emailed the redactions, but I'll re-forward it to you.
All of y'all
As long as you
together.
please re-forward it to everyone. So
I can give you a
okay.
copy of the one of this.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Ms. Knight, do me a favor and show that to Mr. Sharp, please. And Mr. Sharp, do you have a version you'd like for me to look at?
I'm trying to find it. We have different time stamps to the based on different videos, so I'm working on it.
Excuse me.
Y'all a mess. Y'all should have all the answers. Don't have them in. Y'all just want to see what the defense have. Don't get them nothing. That's what they want to do. Everybody should have the same copy of whatever. Everybody. Everybody in that courtroom is supposed to have the same copy of everything. Nobody should have no separate nothing. Y'all didn't invite them to the party.
Yes, sir.
Will you tell me what page
Sure. It is going to be
on yours?
starting at page 134, line 1.
Look, got old big old head. That's all right though.
Through 137, line 7.
I hope you got your notes together. That man been down there for years.
Judge, what we have on our side doesn't add any more clarity, and it has quite honestly a bunch of my notes from what I heard on it. So if you want that, I can give it to you, but
Just want to kind of look at,
both transcripts have a lot of unintelligible.
Oh, look at y'all. Y'all trying to act like y'all so interested into Lil Woody. Y'all wouldn't care if that boy go to jail or whatever.
what pages, okay, I have in my possession states 378 Yankee Bravo 2, okay? Which pages am I looking at?
That's on page 134, unit 1. Going through page 137, line 7.
I tell you what I'll do. Mr. Shart,
Judge should have his own
you said it
stuff.
goes from 134 line 1 to 137 line 7. All right, Mr. Shart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to follow the transcript, and then I'm going to take your copy. I'm going to listen to it again and follow it again. To see, okay? Just to see if there's any more clarity or granularity. Okay?
I'll let you look at my copy, but I don't.
Only if you want me to. Only if you want me to. Okay. All right. Just so I make sure I hear. I try and get everything. All right. So go ahead and play from the video audio recording from 134 to 137.
Why you talking
Hey,
about?
Keith, what you know about not having anybody else locked up?
They don't clean, but I don't know too much about it.
What about the boy on Auburn?
School. I heard something, but I heard something, but it wasn't much. It was just like, I already did on California. Somebody had him killed. That's all I heard. All the schools did. We robbed folks. But when he comes to the jail, like, I ain't said, but he's always, like, he's paranoid. Yeah. But I ain't know he knew what he was doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? But he was paranoid when he come to the jail. He was like, so I gotta go.
Yeah. But everybody
They come by the weed and hit Bill. What the hell wrong with me?
Yeah. Everybody painted them as a saint now.
Huh?
Everybody painted that as a saint. Like,
Yeah, it's
Why y'all
like,
keep
like,
playing this?
But I'm like, calling her. Give me that trade. I'm like, hey, it's here, like, who the dude on Cleveland you talking about? Some girl, like, it's damn. I think Nietzsche got shot. He didn't die, he just got shot. Nietzsche. I don't know his name.
They already
But
shot
it
Clayton.
like he's here. You know what I'm saying? But I think I went wrong when I let go. No, like, I like check the kind of phone. You know what I'm saying?
So I ended at 7:49. I see that. Ended at 7:49:38.
All right. Much like the court's determination on 4, the state's not going to be required to play it in their examination. The section between 748:10 and 749:30:33, but it can be played on cross-examination.
State, y'all heard that? Y'all not gonna be able to play it.
Assuming that but based upon what's been proffered so far by counsels for the defense, depending upon how it's spread, if its foundation is properly laid, I'm going to say it's probably going to be able to be played for impeachment. So that's my ruling at this time. But subject to my hearing, it can be subject to other things that may develop. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll give you back this, unless I need to keep it for the time being.
For the time.
Okay, all right, I'll keep it. Okay, all right. The next area of contention is 11. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Your Honor, 11.
First, tell me what section of this interview is number 11.
Number 11 is page 752:26 through 7. I'm sorry. The timestamp is
Timestamp, okay.
Is 752:26
752:26
to 757:24.
757:24.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the transcript,
Time.
it's page 143, line 10 through page 155, line 20.
Okay.
That man don't want to talk to you, Miss Love. That man, he about like me. He just want to sit there and do his job instead of gossiping about people. This is what you call a work period.
This section Mr. Shard and I talked about yesterday. We will pay this entire section except for 754:40 through
754:40
through 756:33. And the reason why we do not want to play that section is Mr. Copeland tells the police where his family lives across like the city, and we don't think that portion is relevant. But other than that, we would play everything else except for the section where she's talking about where his family lives.
Well, y'all need to look at that section and see if that's the truth.
Is it they give addresses or do they give just generalized areas?
Both. I mean, some he gives specific addresses, some it's generalized areas, but it's not relevant where
Y'all need to look at it.
Mr. Short.
That's what I'm saying.
I do not want to play that out loud. So if they want to play it themselves, but I do not want, my whole purpose of not wanting to play this so that it doesn't get publicized.
Can you all let me hear it?
Sure. I have some earphones.
I tell you what, why don't you all, let's do this. Why don't you all listen to it, those that wish to, and then let me listen to it. And then we can have further discussion if necessary. If you all agree that it's, then I may not need to listen to it. So
Why don't you listen to it anyway, Judge? Good Jesus. You listen to it too. Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Mercy, mercy, mercy. They go to party, y'all. They go 3 that in the party. Let's the judge in this week. So what are we doing now? I'm gonna skip this a little bit. I don't like to wait. So they waiting, they listening, they waiting, they listening, they waiting. They waiting, they listening, so I'm gonna skip it.
Correct. Based upon what the defense counsel has provided, my understanding is they were okay with us not playing majority of that section. The only portion that they wanted in was from 8:45:12 to 8:47:34.
Tell me first what's 14.
Sure. 14 is the entirety of the section is 8:44:05
8:44:05
through 8:47:34.
8:47.
34.
44?
34.
34.
Okay.
And the defense wants to play 8:45:12
8:45:12
through 8:47:34.
to 8:47:34.
Yes.
I like how Miss Hylton carry herself. I hate she in that
And again, the
mess.
state does not intend to play it. If the defense chooses to, it theirs, we would object to relevance.
Can I hear it to begin with, please?
Yes.
And then I'll let any defense counsel wish to respond to it. But let me hear it first.
I'm just gonna start at 8:44, Your Honor.
Man, when you come around, there's a lot of playing going on. Everybody's playing, right?
See, we got
Yeah. He not gay and yeah, but he said was drag queen, so yeah, he gay. He what? Yeah. But not too many people don't know that happened with Thug Down. Yeah.
Can you tell me what transcript references?
Sure. So this is gonna be page 242, line 22.
He said he what? Can't hear him. Sound like he's chewing gum in his mouth.
And Your Honor, kind of given some of the material that they're discussing, can we give it to you to listen to without it being broadcast?
What? Let it play. What you?
First, give me the rest of the transcript.
Sure, I'm sorry.
242, line 22 to which?
Through page 247, line 1.
Nah, we want to hear it. We want to hear everything since y'all left us out the party. Ex parte.
Excuse me.
Can y'all think about what y'all were doing back in 2015? I don't know what I was doing. 2015, I know one thing, I was working. I was working, coaching and working. Okay, y'all getting quiet. Let me skip it.
What's the second part, Mr.?
Hold up, y'all. Let me push it back. Mr. Shaw came.
This entirety is 844.05 to 847.34. It's kind of three different discussions. First is about the sexual proclivities of Mr. Winfrey. We agree, we would concur that that does not come in.
What's it, and
And you're right, that's gonna be from page 244, line 3. I'm sorry. let me go back. Okay, I'm sorry. That would start at page 242, line 22, through page 244, line 19.
so you all are in agreement that that particular part is not going to be played?
Yes, sir.
Or will be excised?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, I apologize. Page 244 to line 6. Not line 19, but line 6.
All right, okay. And what's the second part, Mr.?
It's the investigator Dennis continues to ask Mr. Copeland about the sexual proclivities of Mr. Brian Williams, who has also been referred to as Brian. That's the second part. And then the third part.
Hold on one second.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so number 2 is the purported sexual proclivities of Mr. Brian Birdman Williams, right? And what is that? What page is the transcript that come from?
That's page 244, line 6, through page 244, line 22.
Write the right number down.
And just to be clear, there's nothing particularly shocking in the answer that Mr. Copeland gives regarding that gentleman. Just so we're clear. And then
All right, so does the state, do you wish for it to be?
I do, because it adds context to what comes next, which is the third part is the sexual proclivities of Mr. Jeffrey Williams. And
Well, I thought we talked about that already. I thought
no, that was about Mr. Winfrey, the first
Mr.
part.
Winfrey. I thought you said Mr. Wayne. Okay,
He
Mr.
said
Mr.
Winfrey.
was the
Winfrey is the first part.
Yes.
That is from page 242, line 22
Judge,
to
you gotta get it right now.
244, line 6. So it's Mr. Winfrey, not Mr. Williams.
Correct.
Okay, all right. So
Why?
the third section is now
Y'all
the
didn't want to put Williams in
sexual
here.
proclivities of who?
Jeffrey Williams.
Of
So there's a
Jeffrey.
Winfrey and then there's two Williams. Brian Williams, then Jeffrey Williams.
So y'all need to say Brian Williams.
And
Is he talking about one or the other or both?
the first part he's talking about after Winfrey, they talk about Birdman.
Okay, yes.
Nothing particularly shocking is revealed.
Brian. So he talking
I know
about
we're not playing
Brian.
this, but I feel the need to say that nothing shocking is revealed. And then after that, which again adds context to getting to Mr. Jeffrey Williams, and investigator Dennis seems to be very interested if Mr. Jeffrey Williams is gay. And it leads to Mr. Copeland explaining that Mr. Williams is not gay, is definitely not gay, why he feels
I
Mr.
remember
Williams is
that.
not gay, but more importantly, I'm not really interested in sexuality in and of
Yeah.
itself.
That's
But
his business.
what Mr. Investigator Dennis is asking, well, he wears a dress. He, wears these skinny clothes, and Mr. Copeland indicates that it's marketing. It's all about marketing.
That was marketing.
He does these things to get attention and further his career, which we think is very relevant in this case. It's been one of the central themes that and I'm speaking on behalf of the defense here, but this has been one of the central themes of Mr. Steele's defense. And, the state has brought in
I'm gonna
many
skip this, y'all.
videos.
I want to skip it. Let's skip it to right here, because I don't want to have that.
They never stand in this house. He came to treat. But what house? Lucy got the guns. Lucy got the guns put up for them. And
At his mama?
I don't know what house it is. It's a picture of them. It's a video of them shooting pool. You know what I'm saying?
I seen it.
Lucy kept hiding the guns and carrying them standing over them. So whenever they do, they go get guns. Lucy, then they come.
But Lucy don't stay in the hood. What, you got like a nice house somewhere?
Yeah. And then that was then now that was before that. Now that Rick Corn buying the guns for them.
He got me confused.
It's true.
Wait a minute, hold up. Did y'all hear what he said? Why would Rich Homie Corn be buying a gun from Lucius, from the people who Lucius sold it to? Lucius put the gun up to hide for? Come on, man. Come on. I'm gonna let y'all hear that one more time. Listen to this boy story again.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever Lucy kept hiding the guns and carrying them standing over them. So whenever they do, they go get guns. Lucy, then they come.
But Lucy don't stay in the hood. What, you got like a nice house somewhere?
Yeah. And then that was then now that was before that. Now that Rick Homie Corn buying the guns for them.
He got me confused.
What? So Rich Homie Quan bought the gun that Lucia gave Cal them for Cal them to pick up. What? That's crazy. Why would he be buying the gun? I know that's right, a detective. Why would Quan be buying the gun for them if Lucia put it there for them? That don't even make no sense. Man, this boy right here pulled up full of what?
It's true.
I ain't saying you ain't telling the truth. Rick Homie got me confused.
Thank you.
They show y'all right now. I ain't got no push. I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because throwing Rick Homie Corn, they still cool.
Right.
And I'm right there. I'm right there in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Right there with Rick Homie Corn, right there with talk. Hey, and guess what? Rick Homie Corn come talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's saying he got to do funny stuff because of his blood. But Rich Homie Corn, he want to get out, but he's scared. But he want to get out, tell me.
Y'all, listen. I don't like the judge. Why is he got Rich Homie Quan name all screwed up in this? That's what I'm saying. Rich Quan ain't scared to be no blood. He done been out of Dallas. Well, do he know what he talking about? Babe, you ain't telling the truth. I still say you lying.
You done one way? You're a fucking millionaire, bro. What you mean nigga do to you?
Yeah.
So I told him. You know what I'm saying? You guys doing this shit for protection, bro. You got to stop on your own. And that's what I told him.
But what you got to do to get out? You can just walk away. Well, when you got that much money, you just walk away.
I walk away with no money. But I told him.
See, listen saying to him, listen what Gator saying. Gator in it. Why do you, what are you saying? Why would Quan be scared to leave the blood? Come on, I told y'all I'm not good with names that I don't have to remember. But Kenneth, why would Quan be talking about you about leaving the Bloods? Do you know how long he been around. Do you know who he is? Jesus.
Man, y'all do what y'all gotta do. Fuck y'all. Yeah. Just walk right with it. You know what I'm saying? Wait. What y'all mad about? Wait, I don't want y'all, you know what I'm saying? Now they mad. Oh. You know they gonna tell me to go do shit I want to do. They gonna run me. I'm not gonna leave nobody in jail. I ain't going to hell.
Yo, you mom ain't got no say.
Ain't nobody got no say. I'm gonna do what I want to do. They can't tell me nothing. So, if you don't want to walk away, deal with it. And that's what he's going through. He deals with it. He was sitting right there telling me stuff.
He on the treadmill. He on the treadmill.
Yeah. Like, he's terrified. Like, Rich on the corner is so terrified. Like, when he was talking, he was so scared. Like, hey, what you scared for, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, go throw my brother. And I'm over here with these niggas, you know what I'm saying?
He caught in the middle.
Man, you on the doing a show together.
Is he safe?
You should have seen the shit Rich on going through. He put up Dora's shoes. Like, what the hell?
Putting on his shoes.
He put on his shoes.
Put his shoes on his foot.
He took his shoes off, put Dora's shoes on, and said, "Why like this?" Like, he just Dora. The shit he was doing, like, he was trying to make Dora feel comfortable with me. You know what I'm saying?
Like we family.
Yeah, like, I'm turn on you. Like, you would have Rich on the corner performing. But all the songs he performed were like his gangster song, like him rapping song like this. What his song he made, I ain't never been a fault me. He rapped all his song like that. And Thor was in the back. Thor was supposed to perform, but Birdman let Thor perform. So Thor Rich came out. So they played Thor Rich on the corner. Rich on in the front. Thor come to the back. So when Thor first came up, Thor come out of nowhere.
And Rich ain't know he was gonna come on stage.
Rich already know.
Rich on like what?
Rich on like, hey, now you don't got real calm. Yeah, now you're rapping all on stage, now you're talking about what he never did before he seen Thor. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the whole time he's doing it, now Thor gonna know. He had this and that. No. And besides that, I'll tell you what I did. When after this got him perform, like he was walking me through it like he was happy to be around through it. Right. Got outside. So they went to the Waffle House, got into it at the Waffle House. In Miami. Now they got to it with the drag queen. Oh, okay. Mom standing there. And like, fucked up. So I want to see. So they like, security like, we leave out, let's get out with it like that. Yeah. So drag queen and they get done. But anyway, Rich on the corner punted, somebody hit his cuff. And he probably got fighting with them because they try to hit and run. Mm-hmm. And Rich on the corner said, what y'all bring the guns down here for if you ain't gonna use them? I'm like, I heard him say, what the hell?
He won't.
So now he don't got guns around. Yeah.
So he feel like it's like that.
He did, after that, he just like everything changed. He like, give me your number. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna put you up on game.
You know what?
Man, he have my number. He put it in the phone, he called. Then he hung up. When I got my phone, he had me call him. I'm like, what the hell? Man, he was somebody tell me everything, like, what he doing, like, he didn't know they showed up, shot up my house at night. He was just like, they called, like, they had to put up on you. See, we told him going down, they threw doors down to a boy. And we told him going to them in his room, like in his room. With the head, we told him going, showing the way to the state.
Right, they put them up on you.
Yeah, so I'm like, so we told him going, he didn't know. But he's tripping, he was like they want to make him their big homie now. Like, Nut died, and now he stepped up to the plate.
Cool.
We told him going.
What?
How you gonna be the big homie? He's scary as fuck, but he got the money.
Then I said, you know why they want you to tell us?
Wait a minute. Come on. Come on now. Come on. That's only what happened to the other boy, Winfrey, all of them. Why Thug trusted Winfrey them, but they didn't trust you. But you claimed that you was up under Thug and Birdman. See what I mean? It's crazy. they were trying to make Quan after they killed Donovan a leader. Donovan ain't got nothing to do with Quan. Donovan is YFN. What he has to do with Quan? I don't understand this. Y'all full of mess.
Money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Anybody gonna eat. They use you for your money. He's like, no, bro.
Y'all use Thug for his money. Y'all use Quan for his money. Y'all did.
And you got smaller than me, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Basically, down. You need for protection. What you need protected about, bro? Ain't nobody got a problem with nobody. Ain't nobody saying.
I heard 3D was next in line.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
All right, what, Judge? Where did love go?
So, speaking for myself, for Mr. Stillwell, the 90735 to 90745, but we had it as 40, but I think it's more accurately to 45. It's Kenneth Copeland saying, Doug and Rich Homie are still cool. I'm right there with them.
Right.
Which is certainly, from my observations, Mr. Lamar, who's Rich Homie Quan, has not testified as of yet, but there's been certainly in the state's proffers and my understanding of the state's theory.
I tell you what, State, and I believe everything that Sharp is about to say. If y'all gonna accuse Rich Homie Quan having any kind of ownership in underliving Donovan, paying to get him have him unlive, y'all shouldn't be using it. Y'all need to subpoena the Quan to come. Y'all don't want to ask all them stars to come in here because y'all know y'all full of junk. Ask Quan to come in here since y'all gonna accuse. Since y'all listen to an accuser who believe in rumor, and speculation, then y'all need to let that man come in here and get on that stand for himself. Now go on to do y'all telephone call.
Is that there is some dispute brewing between Rich Homie Quan and Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, that plays a role in the motive for the killing of Donovan Thomas. That's what they've said. So the relationship between Jeffrey Williams and Rich Homie Quan is very much at issue. Kenneth Copeland says, I'm right next to both of them. I see it. These are his observations. So we think that that's very relevant. That should be included. 908-12 to 910-50.
One more time. 908. You said 908.
908-12 to 910-50. There's two things that are relevant about that. Mr. Copeland reacts or says he reacts kind of mystified at Mr. Lamar, Rich Homie Quan, being scared to walk away from the Bloods. And that's important because then Mr. Copeland says, why are you scared? You got money. You just walk away. Just do what you want to do. Just walk away. And then Kenneth Copeland says, that's what I did. I just walked away. And no one tells me what I'm going to do. He says, ain't nobody going to tell me nothing that I'm going to do. And that's very central to this case.
Yes.
Because the narrative being pushed by the state is that Mr. Jeffrey Williams and others are the puppet masters that order everyone else what to do. Now, our stance is
In
that
other word, y'all, then I'm gonna let y'all go. I gotta get ready for work. Now, other word, what he's trying to say is, if he could walk, if Kenny Copeland can just walk off of blood just like he did, why do Homie Quan, whatever his name is, y'all know their name, y'all know how to pronounce their name, I don't. Rich Homie Quan, he can walk off from being blood. The main people should be in this Rico that y'all not putting in this Rico is YFN, Lucius. And I'm gonna skip this. Let me hear what Mr.
Sharp
Sharp got
just said.
Mr.
I would just add that also for the way the detectives
Steele.
did their investigation, for those reasons that I articulated before, I believe it's relevant because based upon my investigation, Mr. Rich Homie Kwan was never giving guns and storing guns for other people to use on third parties for violence. He was not going to replace Mr. Thomas as the head of a criminal street gang. And this is how I'm going to I intend to bring out, this is part of the information that the police say that they did their investigation. They don't give us any reports. They don't give us any expert reports. I have no memorandum where they just spoke with people and then the court let in prosecution, pursuant to the prosecution's questions and argument that the police did investigation. Don't say who told you, but what did you learn? And I want to show the jury that they are getting misinformation, knowing misinformation, and constantly, and I don't know how to test other people because I don't have who else they spoke with to rely on in this courtroom, but I would like to show that information to the jury. In addition to that, it is, I don't want to repeat.
Brandy.
I agree with him about the relationship with Mr. Lamar or Rich Homie and Mr. Williams. He will state that they were playing together after January 1, 2015. The state put up.
He being who, Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And the state put up Mr. Thomas Sr., who took issue, even though the court has seen and the evidence came out that Mr. Copeland is correct. Mr. Williams and Mr. Rich Homie Kwan did perform in the middle of January 2015 in Tampa, Florida together, and Mr. Copeland was there, and Mr. Copeland saw the shoes being worn by Mr. Lamar or Rich Homie Kwan that belonged to Mr. Williams, that they were hugging, that they were asked to put on stage together, and that they are, quote, cool, end quote, and that's what you just heard, with one another, which would impeach the state's theory, which is all it is, because it's not accurate, it's objectively inaccurate, what the state put up in front of the jury, that Jeffrey Williams somehow was out of sorts with Mr. Donovan Thomas.
They did.
Mr. Rich
They did,
Kwan, because somehow Donovan Thomas was involved in Rich Homie Kwan's musical career, and that upset somehow Mr. Brian Birdman Williams and Jeffrey Williams. So that goes directly for impeachment of another witness, and the person has direct knowledge of it. In addition, this part...
Free all them guys. This a bunch of bull mess.
What specifically?
Leaks. That's trying to
The
lock them boys out.
907:35 to 907:45 and 908:12 to 908:50?
It's included in there, but I'll get you the exact times. I'm switching topics about how to get out of a gang. Mr. Copeland is saying, I was a member of a gang, and all I did was walk away. There's no repercussions. Meanwhile, the state put up this quote hybrid gang expert, detective, very first witness of the case, Belknap, to say that this hybrid gang has its own structure and it's a little fluid, yet Mr. Copeland is explaining how you just walk away, one, and two, he doesn't take any orders from anyone at any time, which is against what the state is saying, how Mr. Williams is somehow if you remember the opening statement of Lawyer Love, he was the wolf, called him a wolf. I didn't really get it, but the wolf leading the others like a sheep to slaughter. That's how it sounded to me. I'm not saying that's what was said. Anyway, all of those portions, I believe, should be admissible, played, and of course, if the state doesn't want to play them, I understand it, but I don't want the court to stop me from cross-examining on those
He
issues.
do. I can't wait till he get his dread fixed.
I will repeat you.
The dread gonna look nice.
State?
I bet he done learned a lot. Woo, if I see that green dress one more time today.
Your Honor, the
I'm
state
not
has,
assuming you're not gonna play in your direct, is that right?
no, we will.
You wanna play those particular?
Yes, Your Honor. So what the state will be requesting is that all of it be played, not portions of it. And so from 906:37 to 907:18, that is when Mr. Copeland is talking about
Sit down, sit down,
Rashawn
sit down,
Bennett
sit
and
down.
having guns. That part we would keep out, but everything that has to deal with Rich Homie Quan,
nice,
we would actually
Brandon.
play. So that would be from 907:18.
Kappa,
Or we will play, excuse me. That'll be from 907:18
stop it.
to 910:50. That's the first portion. We will redact the portion about the Waffle House and the drag queens because
That's after 10, that's 9:10:50.
to 9:11:30.
To 9:11:30?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll could play from 9:11:31
You can do
to
it, Brandon.
9:13.
You got this.
What's represented in that particular?
That is some further conversation about the relationship with Rich Homie Quan. That's going to be on from page 281, line 24, through 284, line 7.
Okay.
And then after from 913 to 917:20, we would ask to continue to be, that we will redact or we won't play that
So
portion.
you said 9:13 to 9:17?
20, yes, Your Honor.
Let's see what time it is. I gotta go to
We
work.
will not play. And Your Honor,
y'all.
you know, this motion again, I think
What I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna stop right here because I got to get ready to go to work.
Mr. Steele has said it on multiple
And
occasions.
I'm so happy I got this job. But I want to thank y'all for showing up. Me and Camper want to thank y'all for showing up and you know, Camper, be nice. We want to thank y'all for showing up and everything. And, you know, stay focused on this case. Stay focused. Listen to what they saying. Listen to what's going on, and I'm so tired of her. I don't even want to talk about Miss Love. Miss Love, I want to talk to her about her. I'm on my way to work. But y'all stay focused on this case. Focus on the lies and it's focus on what's going on. And don't never forget about the party. Never forget about Miss Love. I don't even know where she gone. Why is she moved? I've never seen this. The only court that I seen where the prosecutor leaves and don't come back. She moving all over the place. Why is she quiet? Why they got her quiet? Why is she not? Why she quiet? Why she can't talk? And then what she need to do is stop interrupting this young lady right here when she's trying to do her work diligently in front of everybody. If Miss Love would leave her alone, she can do something with this case. I love y'all, and I'm about to go. I gotta get ready. I did give y'all a little time today. I love y'all, fits, cause they all scared. Hey, y'all get the lights up for me, okay? I love y'all. I'm out of here. I got to go, y'all. Don't wear that. And don't wear that green dress. Don't wear that nothing green no more. Don't wear that green dress no more. Okay. Bye, Brittany, y'all.